Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Alexi and this is Soto-Tek. In this video, I want to do a specs comparison between the newly released Galaxy A53 5G and the Galaxy S20 FE released at the end of 2020. These two phones coming from Samsung obviously have a lot of similarities but also differences that could be deal breakers for you. So let's go through the most important specs. Let's start with the screen size, type and resolution. They both have a 6.5 Super AMOLED screen with a resolution of 1080 by 2400 pixels with this unnecessary hole punch and the super praised and hyped-up 120Hz refresh rate. Build quality. They are both made of plastic bag with which I have no problems at all. The A53 5G has plastic frames, and in the case of the S20 FE are made of aluminum. As I said, I'm absolutely fine with the build quality, especially the plastic bag, because it is more durable, and I've never ever really been fond of the glass bag, and especially after this, because once again, in my book, it doesn't make the phone more premium, just more fragile. But that's my personal opinion. Yours might be different, so respect to that. The power buttons and the volume keys are on the right. The SIM and microSD card tray on the A53 5G is at the bottom, and on the S20 FE is at the top. Sadly, none of them has headphone jack, which I still think it was a damn and unnecessary removal on both. They both come with a speaker at the bottom and another one on the earpiece for stereo sound. The sound on the A53 5G is slightly better, I must say. They are both water and dust resistant with just a slight IP certification difference. IP67 on the A53 5G and IP68 on the S20 FE. Battery capacity. The A53 5G has a 5000 mAh battery capacity with support for 25 watts fast charging. The S20 FE has 4500 mAh battery capacity with also support for 25 watts fast charging, but it also supports wireless charging unlike the A53 5G. In my own experience, the battery life on the A53 5G is definitely better, lasting up to over 6 hours of screen on time with a 120Hz refresh rate and 8 even over 9 hours without the 120Hz refresh rate on. The S20 FE will get you through the day with moderate heavy usage, 6-7 hours of screen on time without a 120Hz refresh rate, obviously less with the 120Hz refresh rate on. Storage. The A53 5G has different configurations depending on the market, and the S20 FE looks like it only has one, as you can see on the screen. Unlocking methods. They both have the same unlocking methods, and in both cases they work well with basically the same level of accuracy and reliability. In terms of OS updates, they are both on Android 12 with Samsung One UI 4.1, which is good. When it comes to the processors, the A53 5G is powered by the Exynos 1280 and the S20 FE by the Exynos 990 and the Snapdragon A65 5G. Let's do a quick speed and RAM management test. When it comes to gaming, they are fine for most games. I'm not a big gamer and I don't really play too many high graphic games like PUBG or Genshin Impact, for instance. Not my cup of tea, really, as popular as they are. I'm really into martial arts and I like martial arts games like this one, but not with lightning or too many magical fantasy effects like on Genshin Impact. But that's me. Your preferences are respected. My point is that for most games, they both run really well with hardly any stutters or frames drops, based on my experience. They can get a little bit warm after a long session of gaming, especially the S20 FE, but that's kind of expected. Now, let's talk about the cameras. Cameras, in my opinion, when it comes to pictures, they go back and forth. They are very good. Now, when it comes to video, the S20 FE has 3 clear advantages. 1. It can record up to 4K 60 frames per second with the rear and the front-facing camera, unlike the A53 5G. 2. It can record portrait video with different background effects, unlike the A53 5G. And 3. The 4K 30 frames per second and the 1080p 60 frames video stabilization is pretty good on the S20 FE, unlike on the A53 5G, which is terrible. Something I still don't understand why, and it looks like Samsung doesn't really care about it because I haven't heard of any intention to fix it for now. Okay, before my conclusions, I want to talk about another issue I've been experiencing with the Galaxy A53 5G, and it has to do with the Samsung Music app. This is what happens. I cannot play like 80% of the music in my library. I have uninstalled the app twice, I have cleared the cache, I have cleared the cache partition, and nothing, nada, niente, and I don't know what else to do. To conclude, which one to buy? Well, unless you care about those promised 4 years of updates, which, to be honest, is yet to be seen if Samsung will really stick to that promise, because if Samsung keeps releasing this amount of unnecessary phones, I seriously doubt it will remember or care about the A53 5G in 4 years' time, or unless you care about 5G, the S20 FE seems to be the obvious choice. Mind you, you can also get the 5G version of the S20 FE, but I'm talking specifically about this one, which is the 4G version, and it is cheaper. What do you think? I'd love to know your opinion, so leave your comments below. See you in the next one. Hasta la vista.